Welcome to your D132 to ex15 Web Type Custom. And this should be an easy assignment, and hopefully it should be a fun assignment. What you're going to do is open up your previous 14 Pilsner RWD. So make sure you do that first. And I have my 14 Pilsner open here. And remember, when you want to open it to view in a new window, you just go over here and click on Open in a New tab. And that way you could keep previewing. So hopefully you already did this and you probably followed what I did, and that's fine. But what I'd like you to do now is change it. Try different fonts, try different colors, adjust the spacing, do whatever you want, but make sure it looks good, because hopefully with typography now you're getting good and you are familiar with what kind of font pairs you should use, you're familiar with how line lengths should be, you're familiar with what typefaces should be used for body copy and headlines, what colors go together. Here I'm using a cool and warm combo, so change it up. Use a dark background and light colors. Try something that looks good like that. But also what I want you to do is demonstrate that you could use different fonts. Now in here we used Roboto Slab, we used Source Sans Pro, and we used Source Serif Pro. So what I'd like you to do is don't use any of this. So first of all, what you're going to do is you're going to fork it. Assuming you already did this, you can fork it. Now remember, when you fork your own, you don't have a big fork button. You have to go to the three dots here and fork it. And just call it 15, and you could just put like a custom in there. This is going to be your custom. So you're going to be doing whatever you want in here. Now, again, I want to see what you can do. I want it to still look good. I want it to still show that you have some mastery of type when you do this. So fork it, and that way you won't mess up your original one. And I got this Ghostwriter thing coming up here. I'm going to close that. I don't need that. And again, I could even open it again in a new tab, because remember, that one is going to be the older one. So this is the newer one now. This is 15. Remember, look at your tab. This is now 15. So if you fork it, you need to open up that window again. So all I want you to do here is just go to like Google Fonts. You know how to do that. We did that in a couple videos. Browse fonts. If you have selected families here, close them up, or actually remove them. So go here, remove them all. I have Crimson Pro here, remove all. I have Roboto here, remove all. And that's it. So now I'm starting from scratch. So what I want you to do is find some sans serif fonts, find a serif font, maybe you could find a slab font. You don't have to really use anything decorative, but go through here and try some different fonts. And don't just grab one you see here. Look for something like Roboto that has a lot of styles. Look for ones that are popular. And you could even put trending here, or you could put most popular. Because, you know, if you don't want to use Roboto, Open Sans is a great font. There's a lot of good ones here. So, and look for things that'll look nice on screen. Source Sans Pro, we already used that. That's a nice one. But there's some other fonts here you could use. And just go through here. Noto Sans. Anything with sans on is a nice sans. And try something else. And maybe try some slab fonts. Remember, when you want to filter your categories, go over here and just look at sans serif fonts. So you could just do that, and it'll just show sans serif fonts, and pick a couple out. Remember, when you open these up, you can pick out the different sizes. So you probably want to pick out a regular, you might want to pick out a bold, you might want to pick out an extra bold, and whenever you select them, it'll start adding them to this selected families here. And then when you're done, let's just say you picked out Open Sans, and you were like, oh, I want regular, I want bold, and I want extra bold. And you went to something else and something else, and you had a couple here. When you're done, remember, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here and use this import radio button and only highlight this part, not the style tags. It's not going to be in a style element. You're just going to highlight them and copy it. And don't use this thing. Don't use that, because that'll copy the style. So just copy it yourself, do Control-C and copy that. Once you have all your fonts together that you're going to use. And then when you go back in here, what you're going to do is go to your styles, wipe out this one, because you're going to use different ones, and paste that. Now, I just have Open Sans. That's the only thing I have in there. Obviously, you want to wait until you get your other ones, but that's what you would do. And remember, whatever's here, you could specify them here. You have to specify them. So you would use Open Sans here, and it would have to be spelled correctly. So check all that stuff out, change colors. Maybe you want to do different colors. Maybe you want to do something that has a whole different color scheme. Maybe you want a dark background with light type. Whatever you want to do, just change it up. Show that you have some mastery of type. Have some fun with it. enjoy it a little bit, kind of doing your own thing instead of just watching my video and following what I do. Just kind of make it look different, but make sure it's readable. Make sure you're not using fonts that conflict. Make sure they contrast. Make sure they complement each other. And make sure when you're done, you have a nice kind of look here. So these even change because I removed that top thing. But let's say you want the top paragraph P intro. Maybe you want that in Open Sans. Make sure you specify Open Sans. And then make sure these are also serif fonts. And I usually use Calibri, you can use Arial, and you could use, these are sans, and then sans as a general kind of category. So make sure you're doing that. I'm gonna look at that and make sure you do that. So you shouldn't have a sans font and then have serif here. You should have a sans font and then other sans fonts if Open Sans doesn't work or it doesn't run. So then when I go here and refresh it, there's Open Sans. So just do that, just make it look a little bit different, adjust the colors, even if you adjust the background color, the font colors, you could leave it black, you could try a color, you could try a dark background, just like I said, but that's what you're doing for ex15. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot more, I'm just gonna let you have some fun with it. So hopefully you'll have some fun with it. That's ex15, Pilsner, RWD Custom. You could probably leave these alone. If you did these in the other exercise, you probably don't have to do anything here. That's just for the margins. That's all we did on that one. But for anything else, just kind of customize it, make it look nice, make it be your own, ex15.